Hey everyone, I'm Wunmi Bello. Welcome to the Wunmi Bello Show. Every episode, I'll be bringing you unfiltered stories from old and new friends who've given me access into their most vulnerable and life-changing moments. Each conversation will take you on a therapeutic yet energetic journey with laughter and refreshing relatability. On today's episode, we get to know the real AfroB as we learn about his come-up, the success of Joanna, his thoughts on representing his blackness, and his purpose in the music industry. So firstly, do you know what? We're both wearing black and we've got gold detailing, which means we are pretty much in sync, would you say?
Black and gold, man.
Black and gold. And
you know what it is, man.
I love the vibes, already good energy, I love it. You just got back from Dubai a couple of days ago, right? Yeah. How was Dubai?
I did a video shoot out there.
Yeah.
Also collabing with my friend Chief Jide to do some events out there, so we're talking to different venue owners as well, just networking, and yeah, holiday too. You were
definitely living your best life. I saw there was a video of yours in your car, and I was like, oh my god, he's in Dubai and he's doing the typical Dubai antics.
No, I don't have enough
flexing.
I don't have enough content in it, so I went there to just create as much.
Oh, so it was also content creating?
Yeah, content creating.
I feel you. But then you tweeted though, I was reading on Twitter the other day, you were like, Dubai's finished you.
Yeah, I was slumped, man. I didn't sleep.
I feel you.
Yeah, back to
Too much partying.
I didn't even party that much,
Did you know?
But I didn't sleep.
I was on YouTube the other day and I was like, let me see, some old AfroB stuff. Let me dive in. And do you know what I was listening to? Your song, Oh My.
Oh my God. How did you get a hold of that? I deleted that everywhere.
No, I watched the whole video from start to finish 7 years ago. I was like, wow, okay, so this is when we started. When you see videos like that, how do you feel?
I deleted it, so I can't.
You didn't delete it because that video's there.
Really? It's on YouTube right now?
No, seriously, it's on YouTube. I watched it. You were dancing in the middle of the street.
Everything's a journey, man. From then until 2018, I was still trying to figure out my sound. So I was bouncing from the traditional sound and stuff, the French sounds to the doing hooks for rappers. Yeah. I say now that, now I've officially found my sound, man.
How would you describe your sound?
My sound? Combination of Niger, Ghana, French, Ivorian in there, might hear some Congolese stuff.
I feel you.
All in one package.
I feel like you've had such an interesting journey. I think a lot of us have really watched your journey from the ground up. And I feel like throughout this conversation, I'm going to dive into that completely, but I also wanted to get an understanding of you as a child. Describe to me your childhood. I know you're Ivorian, right?
Yeah.
What was your childhood like and what was your relationship with music as a child?
So, my late father used to play music all the time. Yeah. It was a pastor, so I used to play keys at his church. Yeah. Every Sunday, whatever. So I was already deep in the music side of things. But I listened to everything though. They were playing some Bon Jovi, some Michael Jackson, some Ivorian stuff, Congolese stuff. But it was my friends that got me into the P Squares and
No Hits Records. You listened to P Squares?
Yeah. I've been DJing for a long time. They're the ones that got me into that. So it's just all the genres I used to listen to, and they all played a part in my music today.
What was your relationship like with your dad?
Yeah, it was calm, man. Proper. Had a good relationship. It was everyone's together.
You mentioned his passing just now. How did that affect you on your journey into discovering, who AfroB is?
You know what? I didn't even cry. I used it as motivation just to go even more harder. It's a weird one. I don't think I always keep myself busy, so I didn't even get emotional too tough. Yeah.
How long has it been now since his passing?
2015.
Oh shit! So it's been quite a while. Until this day, you still haven't allowed yourself to fully.
I don't know, man. I'm not an emotional person. I'm just let's get it next level. The world is always moving. You can't stop, and whatever happens, you have to keep moving. So that's life.
What is your, so I don't know, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, brother, sister.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah.
How did, being the oldest and also being someone who was in the music industry, and then, the moment where you did lose your dad, what kind of role did that now put on you in terms of holding the family together?
Well, I became the breadwinner. I just told them, boy, this is what it is now. Get your shit together. We gotta keep it moving, man. This is reality, man. You can't just sit there, cry. The days keep going, man. You have to keep moving. If I was emotional for a long time, I wouldn't be in this position right now. So you have to keep moving in life.
I get you. Is that the words that you spew out to your siblings when it comes to them dealing with like the healing process? 'Cause obviously it is a traumatizing healing experience.
You know what? Everyone's different in it. Some people are sensitive. Some people hurt more than other people. But at the end of the day, reality is reality. And you just have to adapt to your new surroundings or whatever it is. So that's how it is.
No, I feel you. Yeah. I feel like when thinking about, the beginning of your journey, your name was always very out there. Like thinking back to like 2015, just from way back, your name, you've always been popular. And obviously I never really had like a personal relationship with you then, but I always used to hear your name about, whether it was people I know or people who knew you personally that I was aware of. It kind of just always seemed like you had the same energy throughout. How do you, with the level of success that you've managed to attain with your career, how do you allow yourself to remain the same? And would you even say that you've kind of remained the same AfroB?
You know what? With me, everything's been a steady build. So it's not a thing where I've just woken up tomorrow and I've got a vid like on 20 million views and I don't know what to do. So I know how to move. Like at the end of the day, we're all humans. I've stuck with the same circle. There's no reason for me to start acting up or whatever. And I think that's just how I am. That's just how I was raised.
To just kind of remain the same.
I'll just stay the same, man.
No, I get you. Yeah. Thinking back to just the early stages of your career, obviously you started out as a DJ. Walk me through how you even got into DJing.
So there was a group of us. We started off as party boys, all-star skankers, yeah. There was Kenny All-Star, Rick All-Star, some other guys as well. We're just going to different parties, turning up, daggering, skanking, whatever it was, yeah. But at the time, we didn't know we were creating a fan base, innit? So eventually we started to throw our own parties. And then I remember those. Yeah. So All-Star party in like Catford area, whatever it is, NW10. And we thought, you know what? We're booking these DJs, we're paying them. We weren't even getting paid that much. And like, we'll do the raves, not really have anything left. Let's just learn how to DJ. So Kenny and Rick already kind of knew how to DJ. Then I just jumped on board. And one of my friends gave me the name AfroB because I was playing Afrobeats at that time.
And at that time, AfroB wasn't really popular?
Yeah, no one was playing that. Everyone's mainly doing funky house, hip hop and R&B, whatever. Channel U days.
Were you playing AfroB intentionally at that time when it wasn't really popping?
That's what I was always into, innit? So I was just playing, at that time it was mainly the French sounds popping, like Premier Galois, Awilo Longoba, whatever. And then, eventually the Nigerians and Ghanaians took over. But, man.
How did you, I think, it's interesting to think, I think back then as well, like thinking about going from someone who was like an Afrobeats DJ to then transition from that to being an actual artist. How did that transition come about for you? Because it's such a shift.
So I've always been into music, like from secondary school. I used to like beatbox at the back of the bus and people would spit.
Oh, you were one of those people?
Bars. I even used to throw in 1-2 bars. But I used to compose songs for like the school choir or whatever it was. So I was always going to get into music one way or the other.
So you kind of always knew from then that you were going to get into music?
I didn't, because the dream was back then to be like a Calvin Harris or David Guetta or whatever it is of Afrobeats, where I'm just releasing songs that other people have made or production or whatever it is. And then obviously it changed as I started to sing more on tracks. But it was a producer that sent me a beat, Enter the A, to put in a DJ mix. And instead of doing that, I thought, you know what, let me just jump on it. Then I hit up my friend Chi and Tribal Man. And yeah, we made all my Afro beats.
And that's where it started.
I don't know where
you haven't deleted it. It's there and it's present. You know what?
Tommy must have sent it to me. Tommy told you about this.
It actually wasn't him. I promise you, it wasn't him. It was actually Jay. I was telling you.
It was Jay. Okay, yeah.
It was Jay, and I saw the video and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
We really started. Were you scared to transition from the DJ scene to the Afro beats?
I've never been scared of anything, you know.
I get that vibe from you.
I always take risks. I don't care what anyone says, innit? Like, if something doesn't bang, you don't bang it, I'll just release another song. Or there'll be at least one song out of like the many songs I've dropped that you like, so I'm content if you like one of them, man.
No, I feel
and
you.
then we'll just keep moving that way. But at the end of the day, we do this for fun, man. Like, you can't be going to the studio and think, oh, I want to get this amount of numbers, I want to reach this amount of people. You just do it for fun, you drop it, whoever it hits, it hits.
Is that kind of what music has always been for you? Like something that you were doing for fun?
Yeah. Like, everything has to be, you have to enjoy it first before
it becomes
the passion and love for it has to be there first before anything else. Otherwise, when things start to crumble or you have like a dry time or whatever, you're just gonna get frustrated, and then, you get me? Because the passion isn't there, that's not driving you to continue.
I feel you. You've kind of gone from being the Afro beats DJ, the person who was continuously playing, you know, Afro beats to all of us, to being the UK representation of Afro beats and introducing that to, I guess, the US. Obviously, hearing your song Joanna being played by US artists and stuff. How does that make you feel?
You know what? I kind of expected it.
You expected your songs to be?
Yeah, because my first indication was when Shaquille O'Neal like heard the song somehow. I was like, what? From when it's getting to him,
You're like, oh,
it's gonna go mad from now. And like the shows I was getting shows in like Beirut. Even this year was meant to be Brazil. So many like countries that I didn't think I would go to. So I knew there was something in that song. So yeah, it wasn't exactly a surprise, but I was happy when I received the love. Content, the love from different people. It was mainly 50 Cent. That's the one that hit me.
How did you see, what was, because I don't remember how 50 Cent
it was just him singing to it, like to the chorus. I was like, wow, 50, you know, gangster. Just bubbling, you know what I mean?
Just vibing.
Yeah.
How did the creation of Joanna come about?
And again, back to just having a good time. I was just with my producers, having fun, and it was just a normal day in the studio. Created that song quick. Like, if you listen to the song properly, it's just a song full of choruses. There's no structure. It's just chorus back to back to back to back with a little bridge. And yeah, we just put that together. It's like, you know what, this is catchy. Put a little clip on my Insta, like a preview. And then it started to go crazy. I was like, what? Let me just run with this. And then, yeah.
See where it goes. You worked, I remember seeing, I think there was a point, obviously, you know, everybody was playing Joanna at a point and it was like a massive hit, but then I started to see that you're working with like some proper prominent US artists like French Montana, Ashanti on that Pretty Little Thing song, and T-Pain. How does, you know, going from someone who's from the UK, like you grew up in London, to now being someone who's working with all these artists that we grew up loving, how does that make you feel when you get that recognition from them and working with them?
You know what? The way I see it is everyone's human. No one's bigger than anyone else. So when I'm meeting these people, it's just like, I'm chatting to them like I'm chatting to anybody else. Like, yo, what you saying? Get me? Just banter and all these things. I'm not like starstruck or anything. So, yes, it's calm. Like,
how did the collaboration with Ashanti come about?
I think she just posted herself vibing to Joanna. And I literally just hit her up and be like, yeah.
What, by Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I was like, yeah, let's make a track. Then boom, bam.
I
just sent her a track that I was sitting on, took off the verses, and she did her thing. Yeah.
What about T-Pain?
T-Pain, so the first time and last time I met him was at the video shoot.
Yeah.
but were in contact before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the same situation again.
Yeah.
Where I just sent him a track I had already.
Yeah.
He reached out because he likes the vibes that I was on. Because remember, these sounds are new to them.
Of course, yeah.
Like we're already familiar with like Afro beats or whatever, but to them it's just like, oh, what's this sound? And it's deeper for them because it's like a connection to their roots. Because their whole heritage has been erased completely by oppressors, so they have to connect with the entertainment, the African entertainment, to
really
have
find
some
themselves.
form of, some form of connection. So that's why it's like it's a deeper meaning than this music.
Do you feel like that's something that you understood, like when you, at some point in your career, and you kind of like held on to that when it comes to building a foundation within the American scene?
100%. I think at first I didn't understand. I thought it was just ignorance that they didn't want to connect with back home. But once I was out there and did more research and understood that it's not actually their fault as to why they're in this position, I was like, rah, so this music is actually a kind of like fishing rod drawing them back. Because I've had like DMs from like mothers and fathers saying, oh, thank you, you're already planting the seed in my kid's head that like where he's from. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's just off the back of music. So
when you do get messages like that, do those messages mean more to you than you getting, you know, number one?
Absolutely. Impact, legacy. That's what it is. You can have a legacy without having a number one.
Yeah.
Anyone can get a number one, but not everyone can leave a legacy.
Would you say that's like your priority with this, with being in the music industry?
I feel like I'm leaving a legacy already.
Yeah, I agree.
Just pushing it globally. Like Joanna's one of the tracks that'll be in the history books of Africa, for sure.
I think when talking about, you know, a song that will definitely be in the books when talking about legacy, etc. I feel like just thinking about the UK scene as a whole, do you feel like your sound and everything that you've kind of done is a little bit undervalued within the scene, within the UK scene specifically?
So what's the definition of undervalued?
Almost as though, I think about some of the artists that, you know, we have here who are getting the main attention when it comes to, you know, whether it's on being posted on these blog pages or the ones that are being spoken about, you know, whether it's on social media or just in everyday life. I feel like, obviously, I think a lot of us recognize you as an artist who has made incredible things happen in terms of your music getting the reach that it's gotten. But I think in terms of how solid your music is and the impact it's had on the UK scene specifically, I don't know if that's a conversation that's being had within the UK scene. So it makes me wonder, like, do you kind of feel like your work and what you've done isn't valued in the UK scene?
Thing with me, I don't seek for validation. I know what's what. Like, I don't want to be stuck in one territory in the UK. Every superstar is big in different countries. They're not just big in one place, because eventually things are just going to get saturated. There's only so many songs you can feed to the same people. That's like eating chicken every day. Eventually you're just going to get bored of the chicken, and then you're going to go to something else with different seasoning, a new artist. That's my analogy, a new artist that's just popping up, and then you have to find ways to maintain your name. Do you get what I'm saying? But if I got pockets in Brazil, America, Dubai, UAE, I was in Beirut, Asia was meant to be this year, so many different ways, and just build it like that, my name will just live forever. So that's the main goal for me. I don't want to be stuck in one place. The sound is bigger than the UK.
What are your views in terms of the UK music scene as of right now?
As of right now, I would say influencers are winning.
What, fashion influencers?
Just influencers in general. Like, controversy is what's selling at the moment. Like, I can have a fight on the street with a random rapper or singer, and that'll be spoken more than anything that's dropped this week.
Facts.
And then if I was to drop something, that would just get the streams. So it's weird in the UK right now. I feel like lockdown is frying a lot of people's brains. And yeah, we just need to come out of this lockdown. People need to come out of their houses because they got time to go through this social media. No, it's true though. I'll say how it is. People have time in their hands to be doing all this chasing clout. It's a disaster right now, man.
How do you disattach yourself from that being someone? You're from London,
Nah, the thing is, it's crazy. Unless you know me, you won't know I'm from the UK, you know.
No, for real, 100%.
Because
you're so removed from it, though. You're so removed.
I don't get in no pass or wahala. I just do my thing. I haven't even dropped a song this year.
But you're working on your album now.
Yeah, I'm working on my album. But I feel like this year's just, there's too many things going on, man. People drop and then you just get an announcement that someone else died or Trump says the madness or a new news about Corona or lockdown, and then you've just forgotten that this sick artist has dropped something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no point in competing with that.
I think you've worked with like quite a few UK artists. Like you've worked with Gecko, you've worked with Tion, Young Bane, but then you've also worked with US artists. What's the main difference, if there is any, between working with the two?
Isn't really a difference, you know.
There's not really.
Like with me, like I'll pick the sound and talent over the name. Like if a big name approached me and the verse didn't bang, that song ain't coming out.
Have you had that?
No, it hasn't happened. But I always picture like, you know what, he's gonna sound good in this, she's gonna sound good in that.
Yeah.
And it's not even a pride thing. If something don't sound right, I'll tell you. I know the sound.
Yeah, that you're looking for.
I'm a DJ. I know what people are gonna like. So.
Do you think being a DJ has helped you figure out like what works? Because you've been in nightlife for a long time.
I've been in nightlife for 10 years, 10, 11 years. So. Yeah, I do have an idea of what would work and what wouldn't. Even radio every Saturday, so I'm still playing. Yeah. I'm still pushing people's songs on top of that. So
and then also pushing your own song.
Pushing my own songs too. But I haven't dropped anything, so.
Soon come.
I'm sure UK are tired of Joanna, but it is what it is.
But do you know what? Okay, let's be real, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, you're from the UK, like you are definitely a pioneer, like you really flushed with the Afrobeat scene, right? How, like when the song Joanna came out, it wasn't at first when it came out here, like a lot of us weren't really paying attention to it and it wasn't really getting the accolades I think the rest of the world is giving it as of right now, right? Do you genuinely just not care about that?
I have to agree to disagree.
Go on.
I think the UK caught onto it first.
You think
but
so?
It looked bigger when the outsiders co-signed it because it's all the celebs and that. But UK, they're up to speed with things. So it was already old in the UK by like 2018, end of summer. And then it's 2019 where America just took it by storm. It's like, oh shit. But we already heard it first.
Yeah.
You get it? Now 2020 is here. It's like, oh yes, we heard it 2 years ago. But Dubai just heard it yesterday or Israel just heard it yesterday or whatever. But you just have to move with the wind. Like. Every artist wants that classic though. Yeah. Like I can be in a walking stick just performing that song. And you get me?
Walking stick, really?
Yeah, big man thing. Like that song ain't going away.
No, I feel you. Describe to me a moment thinking back where you were like, damn, like I've made it.
It was, what's this thing, man? It was in New York, man. Casanova brought me out. You know what I'm talking about. What's it called again? Summer Jam. Is it called Summer Jam?
I don't know.
Yeah, Hot 97 Summer Jam. So anyone and everyone was there. Yeah. Apart from Jay-Z and Beyonce. But it was just like, shit, I'm here, you know. Yeah.
How did that moment feel for you?
You know what? Nothing really gets to me. Nothing has got to me.
I'm trying to really understand you. I'm really trying to understand. Because I feel like you say that and I'm like, damn, like you say it with so much confidence.
I'm a visionary guy.
Yeah, go on.
Like from the beginning of DJing, I knew I was gonna be in some sort of position. Because I don't stop working. That there's never a moment where, apart from when I'm sleeping, when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking of next move. Every year there's targets, there's goals planned for that year.
Yeah.
Like, there's the to-do list for every single day of what I need to do. I don't play around. But yeah, when things are meant to happen, man, you have to be prepared for that moment. So everything that's happened prior has all been training for what's happening now. Because if you're just there in the deep end straight away, you're gonna drown.
Wow. That was a statement and a half. Do you know what? When I hear you talk, honestly, I just feel like it seems like you really proper planned out like everything that's kind of happened in your life, and it hasn't been a case of...
It's planning mixed with prayers, mixed with obviously God, innit? But that links with prayers.
Prayer, yeah.
But yeah, because not everything goes according to plan. Sometimes God does have his own idea, and you think, bruh,
excuse me.
Now I need to change my direction there and do this now. You get me? You just have to maneuver and
just do what you need to do.
Man,
with an industry that, you know, the music industry in general, that's continuously flooded with new artists every single day. How do you maintain your mind to remain, you know, to remain grounded and not, you know, feel as though you need to perhaps change your sound to fulfill what's popping at the moment?
I feel no pressure. I just do my thing. I don't watch nobody, because think about it.
Yeah.
You're driving. If you're looking left too much, you're gonna sway this way. Looking right too much, you're gonna sway that way. Tunnel vision.
But is there ever a moment though where I hear you, like I really do, but I feel like as humans, like surely we all have moments in our lives where things aren't going right, and you do have a moment where it's like, okay, cool, so what do I do now? A panic moment. You don't get those?
I've never panicked. Me, I enjoy what I do. Like, why am I panicking if I love what I'm doing?
I hear that.
If I'm trying to, you know, set myself targets on, I wanted to hit this, I wanted to hit that, I want to hit that, that's when I'll get frustrated. But you're meant to have fun with it. That's the main thing.
I hear that. What's been?
I'm being honest, you know. I'm not even.
Do you know why I'm shocked? Because I think like your energy, and I don't know if anybody who's watching this can also feel this, but it's just so like high. Like you just seem so confident in yourself, and I think I think the thing about confidence for me is I always just feel like you sometimes have to put it on, but from you, it doesn't seem like you're putting it on. It's just like I'm just confident, and I just can't help it.
Listen, I love what I do.
Yeah.
It's not even a confidence thing. I just know what I can do and my potential, and I know what I can achieve.
Yeah.
Like you can achieve anything if you put. I know it's cliche.
No, I feel
but
you.
if you actually put your mind to it and actually want it that much, then you get it. As simple as that.
I feel it. Take me to a situation or a moment that you feel like defined your career, but not only that, also defined who you are today.
You know what, I've had several moments. Even from defined my career. So I'll say throwing events was the first thing, because not many people were doing it at the time.
But take me back to then though. What even made you want to start doing events at that point in your life? Because you were how old at that point?
That's another thing. You have to surround yourself with people like-minded or on the same wave. So I've always been friends with people that, let's do this, let's do that, to just, you know, improve or reinforce the brand. So our group was All-Star. We already knew we had some form of popularity. So it's like, let's make money from it. Get some pocket money. We spent all that on McDonald's. Big man thing. But yeah, we knew we had popularity, let's throw a party. We knew we weren't making that much, so let's cut costs by learning how to DJ. Well, that weren't the main reason, but we were musical anyway. Yeah. And then let's learn how to DJ, and then let's just take it that next level. And okay, I'm doing music now. Anything you do shouldn't be like just to do it. You should at least aim somewhere. You get what I mean? Yeah. Like, why are you just doing it to just be same level every year? Yeah. Just getting booked same place, LA Lounge you get me? No disrespect to them. Some people might be happy with that level though. like, no, everyone sets themselves their own bar. But if I want to reach a level, and then I'm always playing at LA Lounge every week, every year I'm that same level. It's like,
where's the growth?
Where's the growth?
I remember, I don't know what year it was. I think maybe it was like 2 years ago. And I just, correct me if I'm wrong here, right? You'd made a post on Instagram, and it was like a picture of, I don't know, it was like a shoot, and you were basically celebrating black women. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Or it might have been from my album cover. Was it that?
I don't really remember, but I just know that it was like some sort of like celebration of like black women, right?
Yeah.
And it, you know, the picture, from what I remember, like it was really, it was nice, and it was a very big moment. But I think that it makes me want, because I know that there was, although the picture was good, there was also some people saying that, oh, like, you know, is that for clout? Because there's always this conversation about people, because, you know,
black women weren't at some point loved, that now like artists and rappers and whatever else are, you know, lashing onto that idea and like celebrating black women now for clout. When you hear those type of comments, how do you react to that?
One thing, comments can't do anything to me. It's like reading rubbish. No one can actually say anything. And anyone that knows me from day one has been black. Look, Africa on my chest. That's all. I'm actually pro-black, Pan-African, whatever you want to call it. So no one can actually tell me. I know myself. And once you know yourself, no one can say anything. Like, people can call your names. They won't even just go in one ear, out the other one.
Do you feel kind of, because you're an artist, because you've got a platform, because you are popping, do you feel this level of like responsibility to purposely date black women, or you're just vibing with your own vibe? I feel you.
I'm with one now.
I love that. Do you think that?
I'm with one now.
But do you think that is also like part of like your responsibility when those conversations are, you know, being had? Like, I'm sure you've seen them.
If you feel like you're forced to do it, then you're
not doing it for the right intentions.
Yeah, you're not doing it for the right reasons. That's what it is.
No, I get you. I think, but I do, like, with the situation, like for example, I'm sure you saw everything that was going on social media the other day with the whole Dutch and, you know, that conversation, and then also, not just that, but then also conversation about black women and their lack of representation in, you know, music videos, etc. In a lot of your music videos, I do have to say, like, I do feel like, I don't know if you do it intentionally, it does seem like you purposely want to celebrate African culture, African women.
I do, but another thing I want to say, generalization needs to stop.
Okay.
Just because you're seeing 5 men not celebrating black women doesn't mean everyone else is on the same wave.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But because these posts are focusing on that, it just looks like the mass are on that, when that isn't necessarily true. Because when someone's with the black woman, it's not getting posted. It's not.
Would you ever put your relationship out in public then?
Private life is a perfect life.
I feel, which brings me to actually a point that we were actually having a conversation about, right? So we feel like, by we, I mean the people recording and the production team, we're just like, you know, we know AfroB, and we know AfroB's sound, and we know what he's done, and all these other things, but who are you? If you could give me 3 words to describe your whole being, what would it be?
How would you describe me?
Me, like from the vibe that I've gotten so far. Do you know what? Number 1 would be confident. I just.
The craziest thing, I was shy as hell before.
Really? You don't see, like you just see.
I was the shyest.
I don't know if you read a book.
I was the shyest person.
Yeah.
I was just behind my DJ booth.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up the mic. I couldn't even string a sentence. But obviously when I got into radio, it's all building, innit? So this is, like I said, everything was training before. If you interviewed me like 10 years ago, it wouldn't be like this. I'd be like all hiding and giggling and shit. But Tommy knows. But
when did that shift come though? When did you feel? Because was there a moment for you where you were like, no, like who is this person? Because I don't know who this is.
I can't tell you when it started changing. I think the more I started to perform and force myself to do these things, because it was a shy thing at first, that you get butterflies or whatever, but the more you keep doing it, you just get used to it. And
what? Because I think you've come such a long way. And I think, you know, and I think I asked you this question before, but I don't think you went into depth with it about dealing with, you know, comparisons and dealing with, you know, new artists and people getting more recognition that, you know, you might, for someone who's a new artist, or even not for a new artist who might feel as though they're getting the recognition that they deserve, what advice would you give them in terms of overlooking those things? Do you know what you do that I've noticed? Anytime it's a question that makes you shake in some way or shape, you're like, yep, okay, it's time to get up.
If you're doing something,
yeah,
you've got your formula or whatever, there is no reason why you should be watching other people. That you create your own fan base, you create whatever. Just make them happy, and then just think of strategic marketing to expand that. You don't need to watch what my man's doing. Everyone's on their separate path. God set a separate path for everyone. He didn't set the same path for the same person. It don't make sense. Everyone's a different individual.
Yeah.
So why are you watching what the next plan is when your plan is different? It might be slower than his one, but everyone's thing's different. You don't know the prize at the end.
You've mentioned God quite a lot, so I'm guessing you are quite religious.
Yeah.
When thinking about the idea of like walking in purpose and walking in alignment, do you feel like you're at that stage in your life now?
I've always been on that path. I feel like everyone has a purpose. We're not here for nothing. Like if you die, you should have done something before that death. That's what I feel. Like don't live for nothing, man.
I feel you. I love that.
It's true though.
I feel like that was
like why are we here right now? Why?
But then that pros me to ask, what do you feel like what do you think that you've done?
My purpose.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should say it.
No, go. Like, I think it's important to have these conversations, though. I don't think
I feel like my main purpose is to connect everyone to the motherland. That's what it is.
That's very big.
To unite the world.
Yeah.
And bring positivity.
How do you?
Through your talents and through your skill sets.
I've got two things that I want to dive into, right? Yeah. How do you plan on getting everybody to, I guess, love, you know, the African culture and, you know, getting in touch with the motherland? How do you plan on doing that? Because that's a very big
Well, you have to use your skills and talents. The music's doing that already.
Yeah.
I can't just do a way that I'm not used to doing. I can't just do a lecture and start teaching, you know, all the history. And I know some of my history, but there's people, everyone needs to know their role in it. And yeah, that's my role, to do it via music or just connecting one way, just having a conversation, whatever skill I have.
How do you feel like you've got to the point where you established, like, this is my purpose, like this is what I'm destined to do?
I think it was the case from the jump. Because when I was DJing AfroBeats, no one cared. I would have 5-minute sets in yardie raves. Yeah. They didn't want to hear that. No, it was like 5-minute sets. It's like, get off the set, whatever. I would be clearing dance floor, you know. And at this time, people were doing funky house, whatever it was. And then obviously, as it started to, the more I started to play on a weekly basis, people got used to the sound, started to gravitate towards what the proud Africans were doing on the dance floor. And then, yeah, start to build that way.
When you started working with artists like Ashanti and the likes of like the T-Pain and just touching the American culture in general, because they're so far removed from like the African culture, did that give you like a sense of, oh, okay, cool, like I'm definitely number one walking in alignment, number one, but then number two, this is the direction that I need to be continuously going in?
Yeah, that just added to the purpose, because I didn't know the extent of how they got exploited. So when I go out there and realize they actually don't know. They're trying to do DNA tests, sending their samples to people they don't even know. Could be the same people that erased their information, so they just made a whole business out of that. Just like, at the end of the day, you know you're African, just accept that. There's a long thing trying to figure out if you're Nigerian or whatever. because they got percentages from like 10 different countries.
Yeah.
It don't even make bloody sense. And if we go way back here, we were split into tribes. We weren't even split into countries.
Yeah.
So there's obviously Yoruba tribe, whatever, all them other tribes in my country, tribes in Ghana. So it's the DNA test don't make sense to say you're from here. It's like, it has to be a specific tribe or whatever it is, but that's just another conversation.
How did you, because I think it's such a blessing for people, when I speak to people and they sound like they're so grounded in what they know their purpose is, I feel like it's a great way to continue going, because you know what you're trying to do, you know what God has put you on the planet for. What advice would you give to someone who's trying to seek or trying to find or understand what their purpose is on this earth?
I think it's all down to the individual. I don't think there's advice that can be given. It's just that you're gonna know you're gonna know what it is when you know what it is. Everyone's purpose will be different. And then you just have to use whatever you're good at to help you achieve that purpose as much as possible.
Do you think that's why you create such, because I don't think I've ever heard of a song of yours that's been like super emotional, super like sad, or everything has been very like upbeat and just a genuine like good vibe?
Everyone's a different artist. Like you got the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole's that do their thing. You got the Drakes. You got people that do different types of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just the lane I'm in, with the merging every country together.
Yeah. I love that. I feel like it's been very interesting getting to like understand you. I don't really feel like I just never seen you talk to this extent before. Yeah. So it's just like interesting, because I would have never known.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's better to know less.
So you do it intentionally.
You don't get blocked.
So you do it on purpose.
Because if you reveal too much,
yeah,
you don't know who's listening. You can be blocked. But I already know where I'm going. No one can stop me. But if you reveal too much, your plans, whatever, it gives whoever more time to prevent or make it difficult for you to achieve what you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you have to be tactical.
I love that.
You can't be tweeting everything, every move you make. That's another thing. People tweet every move they make. Once they've bought a new house, once they've got a new car, once they've got new hair, whatever, new trainers, whatever. You're just exposing.
Oh my gosh.
You're just exposing what you have.
Yeah.
Then when something happens, you're shocked. But you just told the world. You don't know. Not everyone's on your team. Jealousy is the biggest killer. And it can be from anyone, from the closest person to you.
Has that been your secret weapon then? Keeping things to yourself and walking by yourself, basically?
No, I've got my team, like you know your circle, innit? But
just keeping things off social media in general, though, has that been something that's kind of kept you solid?
I only use social media for marketing purposes, or just when I'm bored, just scrolling. Maybe I spend too much time on it. But yeah, it's mainly just to push whatever I need to push, share some knowledge, and sometimes to check on, there's them friends, that you just check on like Snapchat to see what they're doing.
Yeah. Or
Instagram, you just check their stories or whatever. You don't necessarily call them every day.
Yeah.
But you checking their social media is kind of your way of checking.
To see how they're doing.
Yeah. So there's different levels of friendship, innit? But yeah, man.
I love this. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for talking to me. No, I loved it. I feel like people are really going to understand like a different side to AfroB with this one. There's better stuff you said that I said, wow, I wouldn't expect this from you.
It's true, man. That's just, you gotta live life, man. You gotta live life.
I love that. All right, guys. That was a good vibey vibe. That was a vibey vibe. Y'all enjoyed